More than 30,000 U.S. soldiers were killed during the Korean War in the 1950s. More than 100,000 were wounded.
Lots and lots of air accidents, crashes, and burns, terrible burns.
Patricia MacCallum helped treat many of those wounded soldiers. She was a first lieutenant in the Army, part of the newly formed Women's Medical Specialist Corps. Stationed at an Army hospital in San Antonio, Texas, and Fitzsimmons Army Medical Center in Aurora, she was part of a group of physical therapists, occupational therapists, and dietitians who helped the soldiers flown in from the front lines.
It was awful. You know, if you see someone come in who is so burned, sometimes 40 or 50% of their body, their skin, was burned. Fuel fire would splash on them, and they were burned, seriously. And it's painful, really terribly painful.
Her role, along with the nurses, was to ease the pain and help make shattered bodies whole again.
With orthopedic patients, you could help them to rehabilitate themselves, and it was good when you saw somebody able to walk or to move their arm or to do something with their hands that they hadn't been able to do. They were beginning to develop the motion-capable prostheses, both leg and arm prostheses, so that he could begin to use a hand that had fingers. And it made a huge difference in the way they began to look at their rehabilitation.
Through so much suffering, Pat witnessed some amazing recoveries.
That's gratifying to be able to see that and see it happening and know you're part of the reason for it.
For the Army hospital staff, sympathy and understanding were as valuable as skill and knowledge.
Trying to get them back to the point where they could support themselves, help with a family, become part of a family. It was return to some kind of normal life.
After the war, Pat went on to have a normal life, and she's grateful for the experience.
The Army didn't pay a lot of money, but I had a good, steady salary and was able to support myself and pay my college debts.
She married her husband of more than 50 years, Doug, a pilot she met during the war. They live in Arvada. She credits the Army for shaping her as a person, making her more compassionate, and she's proud of her service. But does Patricia MacCallum consider herself a hero?
Well, that never occurred to me. I guess I figured it was part of my job.